Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. I gotta start with this from Michael Branch. Wyoming is launching a state-backed stablecoin, the Wyoming Stablecoin, in early 2025. The stablecoin will be backed by U.S. Treasury bills and repurchase agreements, ensuring its stability and transparency. Now, Wyoming has done a lot over time. They passed over 30 crypto-friendly laws since 2018. I could see other states going in this direction, launching their own stablecoin as well. And then maybe we could collect them like we collect state quarters. We could just collect each state's stablecoin. I'm just kidding. But I like the direction that this is going in, and I'll show you why in a minute. Sony is going to launch its own crypto called Sonium. It's not just banks that will have their own coin. Every corporation will have one too, asset to asset. This is going to open up a lot of doors going forward. You know, you could see how a company could pay another company in their own stablecoin. States can pay the U.S. government in stablecoins. The U.S. government could send stablecoins to these states as well. This comes from Wrath of Common. One thing I got wrong about crypto is stablecoins. They're just easier to use in business. No volatility. Now everyone has a stablecoin. What I still hope is that a liquid medium of exchange between them all will be profoundly useful. They will still utilize XRP, and I even did a post on this. Soon, banks, companies, states, and countries will all have their own coin. This has already started to happen. Look at Sony, JP Morgan, and Wyoming. This could be why payment transmitter license are so important, and will become even more important as we push through the digital age. XRP or XLM can be used here for their actual use cases. Here's how. 1. State gets funding from the government, so the government sends a payment in USD or even digital dollars to Wyoming. In between can be XRP or XLM. Goes in as USD, XRP comes out on the other end as the Wyoming stablecoin. People send money from their bank to the government, bank coin to XLM to USD or digital dollar. Sony makes a payment to another company, Sony coin to XRP to company B. Ripple sends a payment to Stellar. This is just an example. Ripple, RLUSD to XRP to Stellar, USDC. There are so many other examples I can make because there will be payments we haven't even thought about yet. But you know, this is the direction everything looks like it's going in. You know, everybody wants a level playing field. Companies want level playing field. States want a level playing field. You know, as we go on into the future, into the digital age, it's going to be eye-opening. You will see how they could utilize XRP or XLM. I just wanted to give some examples of this because people think that stablecoins are going to kill crypto. I'm not seeing that happen. In fact, I think crypto is going to rise because of stablecoins. It's going to open a lot of doors, is what I'm saying. An XRP documentary is expected to be officially released this November. So that documentary is now coming to major platforms like Amazon and Apple TV. I cannot wait to see this. I'm anticipating this being a very big deal. And they're releasing it at the perfect time, in my opinion. Because by November, I think we're going to be looking at a much different XRP. I think the price is going to be much higher on XRP. because by then I expect alt season to already begin. I think it's really going to start with the Fed cutting rates. This comes from Chad Steingraber. And to address the price of XRP, the price is determined by public exchanges. Read this and tell me where you see Neum or Tranglo buying their XRP on public exchanges. This will change in the future. The remittance licensee draws down the bulk amount of XRP, crypto coin issued by Ripple, equivalent to 100,000 US dollars, from their digital currency wallet, which Ripple has pre-funded with XRP. The XRP is sent to Tranglo's digital currency exchange account and liquidated into US dollars, or directly into the payout currency. You know, over time, we're going to watch that escrow dry up. And we're still going to see a demand for XRP happening at the same time. That's what's going to lead us to scarcity. And as that begins to happen, we're going to get very rich because of it. China and Hong Kong bank IDs were added to docs.ripple.com. Previously, it was only the Philippines. The bank list is huge. So you see it right here, Ripple documents, bank IDs. Here's China. Now look at this list. This list is massive. Okay, then you see Hong Kong, another very big list. So you could see how Ripple will be working with the banks as we push into the future. And as this continues to happen, the price of XRP will rise with it. This is where that demand is going to come from. But people will still try to convince you that no bank is ever going to utilize XRP. They're totally wrong. Now, I thought this was a great video because it shows you how inflation has destroyed the US dollar. How much does a dollar cost? Take a listen to this.
How much does a dollar cost? The average person doesn't think this way. They're transacting in dollars. They think they can buy things. But when you buy something, you're simultaneously selling your currency. Here, the dollar was very, very expensive before Nixon took us off of the gold standard. You're standing on one side of the cash register. The grocer is standing on the other side. The grocer is trying to buy that dollar from you with his goods that he carries. And it used to cost him 10 cans of tomato soup to buy that silver dollar from you. And that was when we used money. Now we use the evil fiat currency. The dollar is now cheap, real cheap. It only costs the grocer 2/3 of 1 can of tomato soup. So that was the other half of the story. This is the value of the currency plummeting. That's what.
And that's what I've been saying all along. I keep seeing people saying, oh, I put a new roof on my house and the value went up. I put new windows in the house and the value went up. The value really didn't go up. It's still the same house. What's going on is our currency is declining, and it continues to decline. And now we have countries coming to take down the US dollar at the same time. And that's not good, because eventually hyperinflation is going to set in. And they're going to need a fix to this problem. And they have the fix. We are going to go to a gold-backed digital currency. That's the end game. Most likely, it's going to happen over the next couple of years, because the current US dollar, time is running out on it. You know, they keep spending at an astronomical rate, and that has not slowed down at all. And on top of it, the interest on our debt keeps racking up at the same time. And you're going to work, and you're working for the broken US dollar. And you're fighting off inflation, you're trying to pay your mortgage, pay your rent, pay your bills, and everything seems to be going up. Nothing changed except the value of the US dollar. And that's how I know a new financial system is coming. This comes from the crypto philosopher. CBDCs are for those who didn't catch the drift of what's happening, aka 99%. They can't leave you behind, so they'll give you some pixie dust currency. You're getting the leftovers of the system transition. The elites, banks, big money are going digital. Adapt now or later. You know, we are invested in what the elites are looking at as the future when we're investing in XRP. And people will try to convince you that they're going to come up with a different system. They've been putting Ripple in the position to build out all around the world for the past decade. And along the way, we got slowed down by the SEC. But Ripple continued forward, even with the case going on. They pushed forward. And in other countries, they really excelled. Once they flipped the switch over to a new financial system, 99% of people are going to be tied to central bank digital currency and universal basic income. And when I say universal basic income, it's going to be enough to survive. And that money every month, if you have any of it left, it's just going to disappear. And then they'll restart you for the next month. Because there's no longer going to be saving money. There's no longer going to be putting money away for a rainy day. That's what the CBDC system is all about. Just making sure people can get by. They're going to get scraps off of the CBDC system. And that's why it's so important to get rich and not sell all your XRP. Reserve Bank of India, Governor on DPI and cross-border payments, while the legacy payment systems should be able to connect to each other, and so should the CBDC systems. One country's legacy system should also be interoperable with another country's CBDC. Now, I like the sound of that, because think about it. If you could stay on the legacy system, you could still connect to another country's digital system. But what makes that happen? XRP. It goes in as fiat currency in this country, becomes XRP, and comes out on the other end as that country's CBDC. That's a way that the US could stay away from a CBDC system. But they first got to fix the current financial system. How would they fix this system? You go back to a gold-backed US dollar, silver-backed US dollar. Something has to back our currency, or it's going to continue to fall apart and become worth less more and more over time. Now it's somewhat right and somewhat wrong, but I like the idea of this. So why do you think Fed Chair Jerome Powell has to crash stocks to bring down the dollar? The World Economic Forum, the CIA masters want to transfer the Federal Reserve sovereignty to the ECB, European Central Bank, where the ECB can create a two-tier monetary system. One for the elites, one for the serfs, where the ECB is controlled by the World Economic Forum. You know, the World Economic Forum, in my opinion, already controls the Federal Reserve. But I don't see power ever going over to the ECB. In fact, I think if anything, we will watch Ripple replace the U.S. Federal Reserve. That could happen. Also, the Federal Reserve has been pushing power towards the Treasury over time. But one thing he said here is what I've been saying all along. A parallel system will emerge. One for the elites, one for the serfs. If you're rich, you will go on the system that the elites use. If you are poor, you will end up on the serf system, the CBDC system. But what else can keep you off of that? Think about it. We are holding a cryptocurrency that's going to be moving the world's value all around the world on a daily basis. What do you think the price of XRP is going to be in the future? You know, I used to always say to myself, I can't see XRP getting above $10,000. I always thought that was a stretch as well. But then Ripple, they branched out. They went towards tokenization, custody, started to look more like a central bank along the way. Now, in my opinion, okay, and this is just my opinion, and based on things that I've seen over time, I could see XRP hitting some very high price points. Is it going to happen in the next couple of years? Most likely not. In the next couple of years, we will witness a 3-digit to 4-digit XRP. But as tokenization continues to gain traction and more value has to get moved around the world, and more cross-border payments are happening, and Ripple stealing more business away from Swift, that's when I could start to really see XRP show its true price. And I honestly think with scarcity and all, we could possibly be looking at a 20, 30, 40, 50K XRP if everything plays out the way I think it's going to play out over time. But most people will not be holding XRP by then. Most people will have long sold off their XRP. And only a handful of people will still be holding some. And that's why I urge you, never sell your entire bag. Sure, take profit along the way. There's nothing wrong with that. But never sell your whole bag, because we really don't have any idea on how big this actually will become. And if Ripple was to replace the Fed, you would be a branch of the biggest central bank in the world. I mean, the only thing I could see being bigger is maybe the BIS and the IMF, but the Federal Reserve is massive. And at that point, Ripple would also be moving a gold-backed CBDC, most likely a gold-backed fiat currency as well, because I still think there's going to be a third parallel system for a period of time where fiat still exists. But the fiat at that moment would change. You know, if it's going to be gold-backed, it's not going to be like the dollar that you're holding right now that can't buy shit. It will buy you a hell of a lot more than the current US dollar could buy. But I'm speculating a little bit. But I wanted to say that because I'm trying to give you an idea on what I've watched build out since 2022, since I started this channel. You know, I watched so much happen with Ripple, so much happen around XRP, and the rails that are in place. I'm telling you, this is going to be bigger than anyone thinks. But until it all happens, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.